Hi everyone, a very warm welcome to Haydock Park for day 5 of the Sky Bet Sunday series, and I'm joined by some real experts here for a punters panel to try and find you a few winners. Our first race is not too far away at 3:45. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Amy, and you, Chris. I've got Michael Shinners from our sponsor Sky Bet as well, and two horses. Before we hear about the tips, Michael, two horses gunning for $100,000 bonus today.
Yeah, both trained by Jim Goldie, and we've got American Affair, the sprinter, who's looked a really progressive horse throughout the Sunday series, won the last time at Thirsk, and then we've got Let's Be Frank in the two-mile race again. Won at at Thirsk in the Sunday series. Both have won 2 races. American Affair hasn't run since. Let's Be Frank ran a really good race at York. Both have massive chances. If they both win today, Gordon, then they will split the price. So it'll be £50,000 each. But if one of them does win today, the owners of that horse will go home, as well as the prize money that they've won today, they'll go home with £100,000.
My goodness, Amy's eyes are lighting up here. We're going to be brief for the punters panel, rattle through all 7 races. Chris, we're going to start with you, and we've got a hot favourite for the opening apprentice handicap.
Yeah, a horse called Solomon, who's well bred, he's unexposed, he's only had one go in a handicap, and things didn't really go his way at York in that race. He met a little bit of trouble in running. I suspect he is well treated. That York form has worked out well, so he looks like the horse to beat. We've got a runner called Zealot in this field. He's dropped in the weights, he's finding his form. He's probably going to be vulnerable to one of the 3-year-olds, particularly Solomon, but I think he looks a little bit overpriced. He could run a nice race, but Solomon will take the beating.
Tip in the first
yeah,
race,
I'm with
Amy?
Solomon in the first. If you read that third place effort a couple of runs ago, he was third behind Notable Speech. We know what he's gone and done, and his latest start after a break last time, the 2nd, 5th and 6th have all won since. So I think he's the least exposed and the most progressive in the field in the first race, Solomon. Our
second race, 4:15, is a Sky Bet Extra Places Everyday Nursery Handicap. If you're new to racing, and one or two people here might be, a nursery handicap simply means it's a handicap confined to 2-year-old horses. And again, Michael, we've got a short price favourite in our second race, but odds against.
Yeah, we have Gordy, and a well-backed one at that airspeed. Was 11-4 when we put the prices in, into 5-4 now. Educating Rita and Kazim both around the 4-1 mark. But yeah, airspeed really well supported for the Carl Burke team. Danny Tudhope, who's had a good few winners over the last sort of week or so. That horse has been really well backed.
Yeah, and Amy, I think he had a treble yesterday, Danny. He's banging form.
Yeah, he's definitely a jockey, definitely to follow. I was going to look at Educating Rita in this field. She's won the last 2 starts. She's really progressive, and I thought the latest run, the way that she did it, suggests there's plenty more in the tank still. So I'm going to go for Educating Rita in our second race.
Chris?
Yeah, she's progressing all the time, but I'm going to go with airspeed for Carl Burke and Danny Tudhope. Some of those form lines are looking pretty good. The times have been solid. You look at the red car form, he's behind Mr. Lightside. He was a close-up third in the Molecombe the other day. Lady Luzon, who was second in that race, has come out and won since. Before that, had finished behind a horse called Ain't Nobody, who went on and won at Royal Ascot. So his form lines are strong, and I think he might just be the class edge in the field.
Joint favourites the last time I checked for our third race, Michael, and well, we're going to have some jockey changes today. Number 2 Bath is now ridden by David Egan. I gather Jim Crowley's not coming, so there'll be some jockey changes. I think David's on his first 2 rides. I think we've still to get a jockey for his mount in the last. So what do you make of this race?
Yeah, again, like you said, Gordon, 4 places in this very tight little betting heat. Angel Hunter and Zaya both strong at the top of the market, but the one for money is Leonardo Dax for the Patrick Owens team. Hector Crouch taking the ride. That's 9-2 from 8-1.
Chris?
Yeah, he's an interesting horse, showed plenty on debut, as did Bowen Island. I'd just go with Zaya, who was a close-up third behind one that had some experience on debut at Foss. Last time of that race wasn't bad, could be an improver, but I thought it was a difficult race.
Final shout to you.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult race. The form horses are Angel Hunter and Leonardo Dax for me. Angel Hunter, the winner, was 4th in the Vintage next time, and obviously Leonardo Dax was 3rd on debut, and the winner is now rated 100 and was 4th in the July Stakes next time. So they're the form horses for me. There's a few horses that have had one start that could improve. There's a few newcomers, so I would say to people, come and have a look around the paddock.
Absolutely.
Have a look at some of the newcomers, see the horses that have had one start, have a look at physically how they've done from first to second start. So it's a really trappy race. It's probably the most I'm looking forward to.
Our 4th race is over the thick end of 7 furlongs. It's a Sky Bet Request a Bet Fillies handicap. Number 6 Fair Point is our non-runner, and again there's a couple of horses vying for favouritism here, isn't there?
Yep, again extra place here, Gordon, 4 places, but Mearside Diva and Kita Kotai both strong in the market. Paul Mulrennan's got a really strong book of rides today. today. He's on Keita Kotai. We've got betting on the top jockey, the Jockey Cup. Danny Tudhope and Paul Mulrennan dominate the betting at 2-1, and Paul Mulrennan looks to have a solid chance here with the 3 horse.
And very briefly, we forgot the stable staff, the unsung heroes. There's plenty of prizes for them today and throughout the Sky Bet Sunday Series.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've got the an overall prize which Jim Goldie's yard are sort of streaking away with at the moment. They're well clear. We've also got the best turned out prize, £250, 150 for the winner, 75 for second, and 25 for third. And you know, it's just a sort of tip of the hat for the stable staff who do such a fantastic job.
Mearside Diva, I saw her win here back in the spring.
Yeah, I'm with Keita Kotai in this race. I think she's really progressive. She's been second twice this season. She won in between, but that latest run I think was a career best. That was in listed company. The winner has since been second in the Falmouth, and then we saw her first past the post and demoted to second at Goodwood this week. So she drops back down into handicap company to me, and I think she's the classy one in the field with some proven listed form.
Final shout to you.
Yeah, she probably does have a very good chance. I was really keen on Fair Point, who's now the non-runner, so no real strong view here. I'd put forward a positive word for Backseat Arthur. Carl Burke, who is edging down the weights and on form this time last year, could look well treated.
Race 5 is on page 34 and 35 of your race cards. This time we're up to 2 miles. We've got a non-runner here as well, number 7, Arctic Fox. And this is the first of the bonus chasers heading for this race, isn't it?
Yeah, let's be frank. One up at Hamilton and then one at Thirsk last time out. Paul Mulrennan taking the mount. As I say, slightly different to American Affair in that this horse has run subsequently, ran a really good race at York, not beaten far at all. Money's for Percy Shelley, number 4. That's 13-2 from 14-1. But yeah, let's be frank, 7-4 to win at least £50,000, Gordon.
Will you be cheering on the first horse going for the 100 grand?
Yeah, I think still looks well handicapped, to be honest. That form from York last time out when finishing third, the front few pulled clear, and one of them, Valley of Flowers, is only just chinned very close home back at York next time out. So I think that's solid form, and I think, let's be frank, generally looks like a horse that is on the upper range. Wasn't beaten far here last time out, coming back into a bit of form. And you mentioned there money for David O'Mara's horse, Percy Shelley. The yard had a really good afternoon yesterday, a few winners at Thirst, so that one will have a chance, but I think, let's be frank, is the one to beat.
Just before Amy gives her tip as well, number 1, Law of the Sea, that's the other ride that David Egan has come in for instead of Jim Crowley. So Ames?
Yeah, a couple of horses that do like it here. Returning is Arrange and Solent Gateway. They both really like this course and distance, but I agree. I think, let's be frank, he's improved since going up in trip. This has clearly been plotted out for the Sunday Series to try and win the bonus, and his latest run was his first try over this kind of trip, and I thought he saw it out pretty well. So he wasn't beaten very far, so hopefully the bonus will be won.
The 5 furlong race 6 at 6:15 is our other bonus seeker in American Affair. Quite a similar price to the other one, really, isn't he?
Yeah, fractionally bigger, Gordon, at 5-2. But again, very much a progressive profile. Bumped into a real smart horse at Hamilton in between winning. I think it was Musselburgh and then at Thirsk. But yeah. Massive chance, obviously, American Affair. Money for Gerbat, number 6. That's halved in price, 4-1 from 8-1 for the David and Nicola Barron team.
And you and I were at Musselburgh the day this horse won, and I think we said he could be the very type that could go on to win the bonus. And as Shinners says, he bumped into one next time.
Yeah, he did, and they've saved him back for this. His form from Thirsk is looking solid. It has worked out really well. I suspect he's still a well-handicapped horse, and he'll take the beating. Hoping that Intervention can run well. Quick turnaround for him, but he thrives on his racing. Race didn't quite go his way at Wolverhampton the other day. Back to 5 furlongs, probably not his optimum, but he ran well over that trip at Doncaster a couple of starts ago. He could go well, but American Affair to beat.
Yeah, I think he's going to take some stopping.
Yeah, I thought of the 2 for the bonus. He was definitely probably the one with the best chance. I don't think this race is any harder than what he's been contesting. Like you said, when he was second, he was behind a useful type that went on to be placed in group company next time, and I think he won off the right kind of mark, and I think there's plenty more left in his mark still yet to come, and they've left him fresh. Sprinters, you leave them fresh. Obviously, Let's Be Frank's had a run in between. They've saved him for today.
And our final race at 6:45, the Sky Bet Club handicap. It's almost like Grand National betting this. What's the field bet? How big's the favourite?
Yeah, very competitive. It's around about 11-2, the field, which brings in Roberto Caro and Barbareza. Money for Spirit of Applause, 6-1 from 11-1 for the Tim Easterby team. But yeah, very, very competitive. We're paying 4 places in this race, Gordon. And yeah, it'll be a really, really tough one to find the winner of.
And then this race, we're still looking for a jockey for number 13, Leahu. So Jim Crowley not here. We don't know who's going to be riding that. Amy, lucky last for you?
Yeah, a couple of horses. Roberta Cara is obviously interesting, winning on debut 18 days ago. I just thought Baba Reza, it's a quick turnaround, 16 days, but he won after having wind surgery for the first time last time. And usually horses take a couple of runs, but he banged in straight away after wind surgery. So he could still be sort of above his mark. And if that carries on having the positive effect, which it should do, he could well follow up.
And your view, Chris?
Yeah, he still looks well handicapped after a £7 rise. Initially, I had Trilby as the one that I wanted to be with here. Just slightly concerned that conditions are drying out a little bit. He probably is better on slightly slower ground, is Trilby. But him and Babarezza were the two that I was focusing in on.
That's the view of the experts. That's Chris Dixon and Amy Ryan. They're both going to be live on Racing TV throughout the afternoon. And so too, Michael Shinners. He might even pop up on the odd appearance on ITV as well. Enjoy Sky Bet Sunday Series, round 5 here at Haydock Park this afternoon. First of 7 races coming up at 3:45.